What if the moment that rewrites an entire Formula One season isn't the checkered flag, but a single sunrise over Miami Bay? That's the question every fan should be asking. As the Scarlet number 44 rolls out this weekend, Ferrari has thrown out its own playbook, gambled on fresh hardware, and put its faith in a 7-time world champion on a mission to silence doubt. Some call it desperation, others call it destiny. Either way, the grand experiment will play out in real time under the Florida sun, and its result could redraw the title fight before the season's even half written. But why is this race set to change everything? And how did Scuderia Ferrari and Lewis Hamilton end up at such a high-stakes crossroads? Let's peel back the layers. One free practice session. That's all the sprint format allows before qualifying locks in the grid. For a team wrestling with a stubborn chassis, that should be a nightmare. Instead, Ferrari sees an opportunity. In Maranello, engineers spent the 2 weeks since Shanghai tearing through terabytes of telemetry. They isolated the unstable rear end that was costing corner speed and built revised suspension components to plant the SF-25 firmly onto the asphalt of the Miami International Autodrome. By scrapping the planned incremental upgrades for Barcelona, Ferrari fast-tracked a solution designed specifically for Miami's unique stop-go layout. Hamilton's feedback shaped every millimeter of this update package. Even the brake ducts carry his fingerprints. And if the theory holds, the car that struggled on medium-speed circuits might just come alive on this hybrid street course. But bold ideas only become legends, or regrets, once the lights go out. And Friday evening's data will quickly reveal whether Ferrari has salvaged its season, or just rolled the dice with both hands. Underneath its gleaming bodywork, the SF-25 is a paradox. In winter wind tunnel sims, it promised balance and downforce, but at the Bahrain opener, reality hit. Mid-corner snap-over steer forced both drivers into constant corrections. Tire wear spiked, podium hopes vanished by lap 20. Tweaks brought slight gains, but braking instability remained. In China, it turned brutal. Hamilton's car, set up aggressively for the sprint, won the 10-lap dash, only to be disqualified for excessive plank wear. Leclerc's sister car failed minimum weight checks. The headline stung, the points disappeared, and the myth of Ferrari's instant miracle collapsed. That Shanghai wound forced Ferrari's leadership to do what tradition often resists: rip up the development ladder and build a new one, mid-season. For Hamilton, it's been 12 full seasons in Brackley. There, everything from cockpit geometry to brake maps was second nature. In Maranello, everything is subtly different. The torque curve, the steering column angle, even the dashboard fonts. A driver who once felt invincible is now navigating a learning curve measured in milliseconds. Turn in a touch too late, harvest energy a bit too aggressively, let the rear tires overheat by 2 degrees Celsius, and it all adds up. The frustration has bled into team radio and subdued press debriefs, but champions adapt faster than critics expect. Each lap teaches him something, and this Miami package is the first Ferrari built for him, not inherited. If comfort breeds confidence, this weekend could offer the first true glimpse of what Hamilton can extract from a machine painted Rosso Corsa. Ferrari isn't just a constructor, it's a myth. 75 years of triumph and heartbreak live in its DNA. Every mechanic feels Enzo's eyes from the factory wall. Every strategist senses the weight of judgment, and every driver carries a nation's expectation. Hamilton embraced that burden on arrival, but as results faltered, the tone shifted. He still draws the most cameras in the paddock, but smiles have grown rarer, interviews shorter. Inside that pressure cooker, resilience counts as much as lap time. Former legends like Prost and Vettel learned. Maranello magnifies emotion. Hamilton's inner circle insists he thrives under that heat. Critics argue it wears morale faster than carbon fiber burns in a magnesium fire. We'll find out this weekend on a roller coaster track where fortunes can flip in a single session. Leclerc is in his 7th season with Ferrari. He knows the politics. He adapts to understeer by rotating the car on braking. He picks the right battles in the briefing room. Hamilton is the newcomer, with the bigger trophy cabinet but less intimate understanding of Ferrari's culture. The contrast intrigues analysts. Data shows Leclerc remains quicker in slow corners, but Hamilton's smoother throttle preserves tires better across long runs. Cooperation is essential. Their shared notes accelerated Miami's upgrades, but competition is inevitable. Only one driver leads the strategy on Sunday. Right now, mutual respect holds. But that balance could shatter if Hamilton outqualifies Leclerc this weekend. If that happens, the internal hierarchy will be questioned overnight, and that simmering rivalry could either push Ferrari to new heights or fracture the garage when unity is most needed. The Chinese Grand Prix exposed both Ferrari's ceiling and its floor. Hamilton's sprint win, snatching the lead at the first hairpin and defending with precision, was pure theater. But less than 48 hours later, technical infractions erased the result. The infractions were tiny, millimeters off the plank, grams off the ballast. But perception outweighed details. Critics mocked Ferrari, rivals smirked, fans groaned. Inside the team, embarrassment turned to resolve. The post-race autopsy traced mistakes to aggressive ride height experiments and faulty weight scales. New checks were in place before freight even left for Miami. Those hard-learned lessons now underpin the upgrades Hamilton will test on Friday. Designing a new rear suspension in under 3 weeks is controlled chaos. Maranello's composite shop ran around the clock, fabricating new wishbones with altered anti-squat geometry. CFD simulations tweaked airflow over the revised brake ducts to ensure cooling in Miami's 31 degrees Celsius heat. Engine maps were fine-tuned in Modena for the long acceleration zones out of turn 8 and turn 16. The final parts landed in the US just 48 hours ago. With only 60 minutes of practice before qualifying, Ferrari has prepared 2 setups, one conservative, one aggressive, built around Hamilton's request for sharper turn-in. Only real-time data will decide which survives. Ferrari's gamble is a double-edged sword, brilliant if it works, reckless if it doesn't. When the sun sets on Sunday, the yachts in Miami will still glitter, the music will still thump, but the story of Hamilton's first Ferrari season could look very different. A strong result might mark the start of something special, a turnaround, a resurgence. Another stumble might confirm deeper flaws and prolong the pain. That's the beauty of Formula 1. Predictions crumble the second the lights go out. What we do know is this: Ferrari has listened to its newest superstar, torn up tradition, and built a car shaped to his instincts. Hamilton, ever the fighter, has answered by doubling down on preparation and belief. Together, they now stand on the edge of something, so when the cars line up beneath the Miami heat, remember this moment, because in that split-second hush before the engines scream, the future of Scarlet ambition hangs in the balance.